When you handed this money over, bear in mind he's not working regularly. There's nothing on the table that he's likely to get an income from the music. How did you think he was going to pay it back?
To be honest, it was more of a case where he sort of said he can do it when he can.
You agreed to give him this money, sure, based upon the hope that he would pay you back.
That's
but really, weren't you saying, look, when you're sorted, when you've got your music together, when you start selling the stuff, the music, or when you get yourself a job, you pay me back? That's what you were saying. Kind, friendly thing, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
I believe you. It was indeed a very kind and friendly thing. Also, sir, it was even more kind of you to reach out to him without him being asked. Very sensible thing to do. And in some instances, that can be very important. Now, Isaac, he did that for you. Did he make you sign a document?
No.
When did you believe you had to pay him back?
He didn't tell me I had to pay it back straight away. And I've been paying him slowly. I've paid him about 300 now.
That's right, isn't it?
That's correct, yeah.
It's right to say that of the £609, he has paid you back 350.
That's correct, yeah.
And it seems to me that that's come a fairly short time after the money was lent, really over a couple of months.
Yeah.
Understood. Well, that £350, was it received in cash or by cheque? How?
It was in cash, but it was just sort of like a tenner here, £20 there, a tenner there, so I couldn't really put the money...
Absolutely. Did you keep a record of it?
No, I literally, to be honest, most of it went to McDonald's.
Here's the thing. You didn't specify in any written agreement when this money was to come back or in what sums or by when, correct?
That's correct.
He's paid you 350, which is more than half of what he borrowed over 2 months. Yeah. Well, how do I know that he's delinquent now?
Yeah, well, it's just because I gave it to him sort of like a lump. So I expected it to come back a lump, even if... Because I've told him, even if you can't give the whole thing to me, I'd rather you just give me like 100 there or maybe 150 there rather than just a...
Well, how does he know that? How do I know that? I expected all sorts of things in life, trust me. I thought that when I grew up I'd look like David Beckham. If you've seen my baby photos, you would have thought the same thing. Didn't happen.
I completely understand. It's just that, obviously, because I gave it to him that way, obviously I assumed that it would be given back to me.
You assumed. Now, sir, do you plan to pay this money back?
Of course.
I believe you. He's a very decent person. Why have you brought this case to court now, sir? What's your situation?
Because next month I'm looking to move property. So I need, because I took that from my savings, I need to put that back into my savings. And then also, because it's my son's first birthday in July, I want to be able to buy him something as well.
Understood. So the remaining outstanding is £259.
That's correct.
And you've heard what's said. He'd like to have a good deal of it more back before his son's birthday. Sir, here's the thing. He was returning this money which you had taken out of your savings account. He's returned, according to your own admission, £350, albeit in dribs and drabs. Why didn't you put that to one side in a savings account?
Yeah, just because, as I said, sometimes it was a tenner there, £20 there. I should have just put it together, but I left it, and sometimes I put it in my room, and then sometimes I go...
Temptation when it's £10.
Yeah.
Understood. David, you are a very decent person. It was especially thoughtful of you to reach out to your good friend in circumstances where you had an instinct there was something not right. You were correct about that. And you're a really good example of doing that, because lots of people don't, because they're worried about the feelings of the other person, or they're worried about being embarrassed. And sometimes the person who you're speaking to could be in real serious distress. So it's always a wise idea, if you've got a nose that your friend, especially if it's a male friend, is in trouble, to ask. You did ask, and it was correct, because he wasn't in a financial position to pursue his dream, which I determined was a realistic one. If he had basic equipment, he could have started producing music, and what's more, I'm satisfied, based on what I know, he could have conceivably monetised it. Here's the thing, you lent him that money. No doubt about it, Isaac acknowledges you lent him that money. The difficulty is you're in court today, trying to assert that you have a legally enforceable contract against Isaac. The difficulty is you lent money to a friend. And the only way you can prove you've got an enforceable contract is if it's in writing. He's already paid you back half that debt within 2 months of borrowing it. That seems to me to be a reasonable amount of time. So I'm satisfied the loan isn't yet delinquent. In other words, Even if it was enforceable, I still wouldn't have given you the money because I'm satisfied he's paying it back. If you wanted it to be back in precise sums, by certain dates, you needed to put that in writing. For those reasons, sir, I'm afraid I have to dismiss your case. I do so, however, making it absolutely clear, Isaac, that you so far have been decent enough, insofar as you can, to have given David this money back. I don't want him reapplying to my court to have this case heard because you haven't given him the money back within 4 or 5 months. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Your case is dismissed.
Thank you.
David's case was dismissed and he was awarded nothing by the court. Let's find out how both parties felt after the judgment.
The way you're giving the money back, I thought was a bit sneaky because it wasn't like a big amount, it was just sort of like a tenner there, you know what I mean? So I kind of feel a bit cheated.
I did feel bad for not paying you sooner because obviously I know what you're going through right now, but obviously I'm grateful for what you've done.
I gave it to him in a lump sum, so I was expecting that to come. Maybe I should have put it in writing, but future, don't do business with friends.
I do feel that David will always be there for me because he knows I will always be there for him as well. I'm going to try and get it for you, like most of it this month or next month, definitely.
Appreciate that.
Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.